Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Invicta 12847 from the Specialty Collection. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing my Steel Dive ST 1953 homage to a Rolex Smurf. And Greg was wearing my Corjo GMT with a Coke bezel. Han Solo was bragging to Grogu about how he used to compete in the Mos Eisley Rodeo and how he used to do bantha busting. He had to stay on a bucking bantha for 8 parsecs. Grogu told him that a parsec is 3.26 light years. Han Solo replied, "See, I told you it was a long time." Okay, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this Invicta clamshell box. This one's a little bit nicer than they've been lately, so I have a feeling this watch is kind of old. Been sitting on the shelf for a while, but here it is. It's a very nice looking watch, very different. Invicta makes homage watches and also makes original designs. This Invicta Specialty Collection appears to be unique, as I can't recall anything similar looking. This is a big solid stainless steel watch with a nice polyurethane strap that feels a lot like rubber. These watches are very affordable even for Invicta, as they are usually between $25 to $40 depending on the colorway. Each colorway has its own reference number. I chose the blue because I just prefer blue. As you can see, it is a dark navy, but if you look at the dial, it appears to have a purple tint similar to that Invicta two-tone I reviewed not too long ago. The watch is 44.6 millimeters wide, 53.1 millimeters lug to lug, 11.3 millimeters thick, has a 22 millimeter lug width, and weighs 101 grams on the supplied polyurethane strap. The coated stainless steel bezel is fixed and does not rotate. The insert has hour markers on the right and minute markers on the left. I'm not sure of the purpose of this other than making the bezel a bit more decorative. I don't know if this really means anything, especially since you can't rotate the bezel and use it for timing. The dial is a flat navy blue. As you can see, there is a little purple tint to it. The Invicta logo and name are embossed on top, and there's no writing on the bottom where it usually gives water resistance. This one has 100 meters, so you'd think they would advertise that. Has loomed arrow hands with an unloomed thin second hand. Embossed baton indices that are so poorly loomed I didn't realize they were loomed until I did the loom test. There's a white background on the left side. Once again, I don't know what this means other than decoration. I don't know why you would divide the last 25 minutes of the dial, but once again, it does look nice. And then it has minute counters on the chapter ring and no date. The unsigned crown is a push-pull, providing 100 meters of water resistance. Unfortunately, the crown action is kind of loose. And when you go to push in the crown, you can get that minute hand jump. So you always have to be careful when setting it. It seems to be pretty common on Invicta quartz watches in this price range. And there is no ghost date though, so this is a true no date movement. It has a flat flame fusion crystal. Flame fusion is Invicta's name for hardened glass. I don't know how well it resists scratches, as I have never tested one. I might test this one since it was cheap enough, not sure. I really don't like damaging a watch on purpose, even for testing purposes. The case is the highlight of this watch. Nicely brushed, solid steel case. And it has circular brushing on top of the lugs there, and on the bottom there you can see the circular brushing. It's very nice, and there is no Invicta logo on the left side. A lot of people really hate that. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I think if I was going to have the Invicta logo, I'd rather have it on a brushed one than a polished one, but once again, this one doesn't have it, and most people would be pleased with that. But I really like this case. The lugs slope down nice, so it sits nice and flat on your wrist. Then we have a highly decorated case back. It says Invicta Specialty Collection. Then it says making history. There's Invicta with their marketing. Then it says tritnite, night glow. So you think it has really good lume because it's advertising night glow, but unfortunately the lume is not very good. You'll find out in the test later. Then it says flame fusion crystal, stainless steel case, Japanese movement, and 100 meters water resistance. And then it gives the model number. Once again, the reference number is unique for the color. The other colors of this type will have a different reference number. Underneath is the TMI PC21J. TMI is owned by Seiko. This is a bare bones coarse movement with no jewels. Once again, the crown action is really loose. I would expect better from a Japanese movement, but I don't know. It must be the bottom of the barrel when it comes to TMI quartz movement. The supplied strap is polyurethane. It has a really nice feel to it. It feels kind of almost like rubber. More so than plasticky, and it doesn't have that slick squishy feel of silicone, so I really like this strap. Has the Invicta name on both sides. Strap is plenty long with plenty of notches, and the notches are fairly close to each other so you can get a good fit. The buckle is stainless steel and has the Invicta logo right there, and it's a nice buckle, sturdy, not all loose and wobbly. I like this strap. And this buckle, the brushing matches the case, so it looks nice. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. This is a big watch, but it wears nice because of the lugs. The lugs slope down, so it wears nice and flat. Plus, it's a fairly thin watch. So yeah, I don't think it's too big at almost 45 millimeters. With my 7.5-inch wrist, it wears just fine. I don't know. You should be able to pull this off just fine unless maybe your wrist is smaller than 6.5. As you can see too, there's plenty of notches left, so you can wear this if you have a really big wrist. Here we are in the Lume room. The watch says it has tritnite night glow, which you would assume implied tritium, but you would be wrong. As we speed up the time, the index is already gone. No tritium there. The hands are not awful, but not great. Definitely not good enough to brag about it on the Caseback. What do I like about this watch? Well, it has a very unique design. I really don't remember seeing any watches that look exactly like this, so I don't think it's homaging anything. I really like this solid, sturdy stainless steel case, nicely brushed, sits well on the wrist. And I like this polyurethane strap. It's very substantial. And if you're not going to have a metal bracelet, and if you're not going to have leather, this is a really good choice. What are my gripes and groans? Well, don't brag about Lume if it's this substandard. And I don't like the loose crown action of this cheap movement, even though it's a Japanese movement. And there's no quick release or drilled lugs, so if you don't like this strap, you got to get a tool out to change it. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. Nobody buys an Invicta for the Lume, so we'll go ahead and forgive this tritnite night glow nonsense. It looks nice and has a really good solid steel brush case. It's different. It's a big Invicta, but not gaudy Invicta. Plus, it's very affordable. Yeah, setting is annoying, but you'll only be doing that on daylight savings. So, once again, I recommend this watch. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Invicta 12847 from the Specialty Collection. And I will be back with another review. I got 2 GMTs I need to review fairly soon. So maybe I'll review that Corjo that Grogu is wearing right now. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. And I will be back. Bye.